Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast for another segment of 20 random questions. Tonight's guest is professional boxer Shaquille Cameron. How you doing, Shaquille?
What's going on?
All right, first off, I know a lot of fans are going to ask me, so I'm just going to ask because I'm curious too, and you've probably already been asked this 100 times. Are you named after Shaquille O'Neal?
My middle name is Elijah One. So that'll answer every question you need to know. Yes, I'm named after both of them.
Okay, so now are you actually a basketball fan though, or were your parents?
The funny thing about it is my cousin, who's actually my mom's cousin, is the one who came up with my name. And they just, I was born in '94, and Shaq was coming in, was getting big then, and Hakeem Olajuwon, I think, had just won with the Rockets in '94, so just kind of fell in line. I play a little basketball. It's not my sport really. I'm more of a football, but to be active, I'll play definitely.
Okay. So what's going on with you right now in your career? Do you got anything lined up? Or are you just training? I know there was issues with no gym. So what's going on with that?
Just trying to train right now. My car, like I was telling you earlier, my car just messed up, but I should be able to get that worked on. So I'm just be walking around, running around the neighborhood and exercising as I can, basically.
But right now you still have no home gym, so you're traveling to spar or train wherever you can get in right now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
What area are you down in?
Alabama. I've had a buddy, his name Jordan Wolford. He's should be getting his debut soon too. He usually come and pick me up, or I got a guy, Wallace P. He's an MMA guy. He's one of those guys that picked me up. A regular gym that our gym was working out with was Ultimate MMA in Albertville, Alabama, out of Jose Evans, his gym. So we, doing what we can, but not having your own home, it's still a little difficult.
So basically, anybody in the Alabama area that has a gym or is a boxer and can help you guys out or let you guys come in their gym and train and spar and things, get a hold of you on Facebook, contact you. And because I mean, at the end of the day, we're all in the same community, man. Yeah. We're all trying to help each other out in the boxing community. So anybody that can help you and your teammates out or whatever to help train, and even if it's just one time or two times, I mean, that's still better than nothing at all.
Yeah, it definitely is, because I didn't get a lot of sparring this last fight, but I got enough to where I wasn't I didn't look bad. You can tell I don't have a gym, but I didn't look just yeah.
Now, we were talking off air though, and I found out that you were actually in the service though too, right? You were in the Marines.
Yeah, I joined straight out of high school, 17.
And how long were you in the Marines for?
I did maybe 3 years, and then got administratively separated.
Okay, but exactly what does that mean?
I left early because
trying to make it sound fancy.
Yeah, well, that's the term they use, but yeah, I left early.
Well, I appreciate you serving our country for the 3 years that you did, because a lot of people don't do it. So
yeah, it's it was like I said, I was 17. Where I was coming from, I had just, because I was in foster care and I had recently just gotten out of a juvenile detention center, not because of behavior, but because I'm 17 and I'm 16, 15 in foster care. And after you hit about 12, people don't really want these types of teenage kids in their home.
All right. And let's get to that, because that's actually part of my 20 random questions. That's actually my first question is, tell me about your background and your upbringing a little bit, not including the boxing. I just want to know about your upbringing, siblings, how you got brought up, where you got brought up, things like that.
Yeah. Well, I grew up I'm from Gaston, Alabama. Graduated high school out of Montgomery, went to Jeff Davis High School. Um, I was with my dad's side of the family up until about 9. Then I was put into foster care, and I stayed in foster care from 9 to 17, where I joined the military after. Because if you don't, um, a thing a lot of people don't know is if you don't have a set plan like housing or apartments or a job, you can't get emancipated. Just because you turn 18, they don't let you out of the system.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
now you said you were with your dad's side of the family. Now, do you still have a good relationship with your dad's side of the family?
Uh, yeah, reasonably so. It's just, you when you, as you get older and you grow up and you look at life, you look at things different. So,
And what about your mother?
I stay with my mom now because we were separated due to some things that happened when I was in her custody. But yeah, I stay with my
Okay.
mom now because I never really got to stay with my mom.
And you mentioned that, the juvenile center and things like that. So you were kind of in and out of the system with the foster care and the detention system, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I only went to the detention system when I was like when I turned 14, and I stayed there until about 16, 17, and then I went to high school, and then after that I went to the military.
Okay.
Like,
All
so
right.
it wasn't like I was constantly
Oh,
in.
okay.
Yeah, I went one time
For a long
and
time.
stayed for a long time.
Okay. All right. Question 2. How did you get involved in the sport of boxing?
Uh, Princeton Jones, one of my buddies. I came back home after I got out the military, and I had completed Job Corps. I came back home. Um, One of my buddies asked me what I was doing. I said nothing. He said, "Want to go to the gym?" I said, "Cool." I'm thinking we going to a weight gym because at the time I was in the bodybuilding. I was 180 pounds, just muscle. So I was like, cool. Then we get to the gym and it's a boxing gym, and that was in 2015, and I've pretty much been connected with them since.
So you just kind of fell in love with it?
Yep, I've always liked fighting. Fighting's been my thing since I was little. So
Oh, so you were fighting on the street anyways.
yeah, that's why
Okay.
he was like, "Come on over here."
Okay. All right. Question 3. Do you have any hobbies outside the sport of boxing?
Fishing, that's one. I'm learning how to crochet. I do a little gardening. I cook a little. Of course, I watch anime, read books, play video games, um, and yeah, just always trying to learn another skill,
Okay.
essentially, and trying
Yeah.
to
And,
stay in shape.
question 4 actually has to do with reading because I read some other interviews that you actually are an avid reader and you really enjoy reading. So, question 4, what is the last book you read?
The last book I read, it's called Legend Born. It's I would say I'm not sure if it's a young adult book or if it's teen, but it's fiction. Some girl gets some powers. It's got the some Knights of the Round Table lore in it. So things of that sort. There's some demon kind people in there. That's really my favorite kind of genre.
Okay, so I think I got a fan of yours on my sideboard typing finger red number 1, finger number 1. Do you know what that means?
It's an emoji. That
Oh,
that's probably they're putting the emojis in.
okay, but it's spelling itself out in the
Yeah.
words.
Sometimes I do not know why they do that. Sometimes it'll do that.
Okay. Well, at least she's putting. Hey, at least she's trying to put positive stuff up on the screen
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. Being supportive.
Okay, we like that. Question 5: do you have any boxing superstitions?
Not necessarily.
So you're not one of those guys that got to have your left hand wrapped first or the certain shoe on first. You don't wear the same underwear to every fight. Nothing like that.
Not at all.
Hey, believe it or not, there's a lot of
Hey,
boxers out there
hey,
that
look,
do.
everybody's different. I, but yeah, same underwear ain't gonna work for me.
I know a guy that he washes it, puts it in the top drawer, and the only time he wears it is for fights. And then he
Those
washes it, puts it back.
those things have got to be holy, because after when you watch something repeatedly like that, it starts to wear it down.
Yep. He
It's
said he
just
only
gotta,
wears it one time, and that like every just for a fight. That's it.
it's
So
that waist. It's just a waistband, but it depends on how many fights he's got, though.
that's true, right? All right. Let's see. Question 6. Do you have a pre-fight meal that you always have to eat?
I
No?
don't really have an issue with like weight or anything. Sometimes at weigh-ins you'll see me eating like chicken wings or cheese sticks or
At weigh-ins.
I've gotten on the scale one time. I had a buddy there. He was my witness. When I stepped on the scale, I was 165 pounds. I sat down, waited for the official weigh-ins. Stepped on the scale, I was 159 pounds. I got on the scale, my promoter can tell you, and the commissioner can tell you. I got on the scale, I was 161. I stepped down, stepped back on the scale. I was 160. And it's just like,
Okay. So you're sitting at a weigh-in eating greasy, cheesy foods, and it doesn't make a difference.
might make me lose more weight than I need to because I'm thinking I'm sitting here trying to pump up and it's not working.
Okay. Question 7. What's something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
Hmm, I don't know. I'm pretty transparent. Not much I've got hidden. I don't know. I'm trying to see. Let me think.
But see, the local boxing fans
Oh,
might know a lot, but the
I'm
world
scared of.
fans don't.
I'm afraid of heights. Terrified of heights.
Okay.
I'm just extremely brave. Like I was telling one of my buddies the other day, I was like, yeah, I'm terrified of heights. He's like, how did you get on the plane? I was like, had to get there.
But see, to me, people don't understand. That's a little different. I'm afraid of heights too. I don't like going up above in things that I feel that I can fall. But
Yeah.
if I'm in a building, a tall building, or if I'm going up a stairwell in a building, or if I'm in a plane, I'm okay.
Nah, see, me, I like driving across a bridge that's elevated makes me nervous.
Okay.
I have to literally look at the lines on because I'll freak out internally. Not like nobody will see it, but like internally, my heart will do all this. Yeah, like that's why I didn't like when I was in Job Corps. I took a trade of painting, and I was like, okay, I can paint some houses, but I'm in California, so they want you to get to the tippy top of this skyscraper, no harness, no nothing, and they want you to paint the roof, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no! When you have to start when you counting floors and you have to think 50, like you have to think about the next number that's coming. That's too high for me.
Okay. All right. Question 8. What's the best advice you've ever gotten from another boxer, and who was it?
Probably Andre Ward. Don't believe your own hype, and that wasn't like personal. It was just something I saw. But it was like don't believe your own hype. Don't think you're just the greatest especially when you haven't proved it yet.
Okay. All right. Question 9. Can you tell me an interesting story so far out of your boxing career? Anything that the fans might not know?
Well, a lot of the times the fights that I have aren't like when we set it up, we have to redo contracts because something always happens. We never actually get the original opponent. Something always comes up.
Okay.
So like it's like when I'm scrambling, and I'm saying, oh, I need this, I'm doing this. It's because it's a lot of work that people don't see, and you can't really talk about that goes on behind the scenes. But it's
No, I agree with you. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that the fans don't understand. All right, question 10. Why do you box?
Because I like to fight. I'm not an argumentative person. I feel like me and my friends could get into a fist fight, and that be in an argument, and we go on about our day, bloody nose, black eye, but still cool. Sometimes I feel like it'll be better if you fight it out. If you feel that strongly about it, let's fight about it, and then we can have a discussion afterwards.
Okay. All right, question 11. If you became a superhero, what would your name be and what abilities would you have?
Superhero? I'm not gonna be a superhero.
But you never know if something happened and you became a superhero.
I might get the superhero powers, but being a superhero ain't gonna be a part of the agenda. But it'd probably be super strength and more than likely speed.
What would your name be?
I don't even know. I hadn't thought of it. Hadn't thought of it. You know, most of the times though, when you think about it, when you're a superhero, who gives you your name?
Yeah, somebody else usually gives it to you, just like a boxing nickname.
Yeah, it comes with the headlines.
Okay. All right. Question 12. If you were to start your own business, what kind of business would you start?
I'm not really into the business sense of things. I'm more of a community type of guy. Like I would like stuff like teaching people how to garden, teaching people wood shop things that you'd find in like a trade school, but more broad. There'd be more.
So basically, you would start something where you would teach life skills.
More than life skills, whatever people excel at, I would force them to embrace that and go down a path that improves what they're already good at. Like let's say somebody's good at dancing or things like that. I would put them in areas to where they would dance, but they'd always also have the option to learn different things like farming, fishing, hunting, most homesteading things that you could think of.
Okay. All right. Question 13. Who was the hardest puncher you've ever faced in the ring in a fight or sparring?
Hardest puncher would have to be, it was a kid named Day Day. I was fairly new, like I was just starting my career, and he was from Birmingham, and you know, I was faster than him until that arrogance was still taking in. So like for about 2 or 3 rounds, I'm moving around, I'm popping him, and then he throws an overhand, and I see stars. I see stars. So yeah, it turned into a lot less moving around and more covering, because I was like, yeah, that's probably the hardest I've ever been hit, and that was just sparring.
Okay. All right. Question 14. Are you artistic in any way with your hands as far as building things, painting, drawing, photography, mechanics, anything like that?
I say I dabble a little bit in a lot of things. I do a little bit of writing, not as much now. I do a lot of video game stuff, but I do try to draw or learn like art. Like I do a lot of my own videos and stuff that you see that I post. Like the pictures are taken from the fights and things, but I take them, I edit them, I'll pick what video, pick the sound, just different. It's a new, I don't know how to say it. It's a technical art thing that I do. But yeah, I cook. Like I said, I cook a lot. Working on crochet. I didn't bring my yarn with me, so I don't have it now. But I've been working on learning how to crochet. I'm gonna learn how to knit next.
You gonna make an Afghan?
Look, I'm gonna make everything: clothes, little boxing plushies. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay. All right. Question 15. Who's your favorite athlete?
Um, favorite app? That's a hard question. Favorite app? Shoot. Randy Moss.
Okay. All right. Question 16. Now, you've brought up video games a few times, and I knew that you were kind of a gamer, so that's why I threw this question in here. Question 16. What is your favorite video game?
Okay, so that's a hard one, but the ones I do play the most are Skyrim, Borderlands 2, and basically most Dragon Ball Z games. But but if we're gonna just tell you my favorite, it's gonna be Final Fantasy X. That's the one I've played. People seen me play it. People hear me talk about it. I've played that game so many times. I've been playing it since I was 9. We'll just put that in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that's probably your favorite game then.
Yeah.
All right. Question 17. What's the one thing that you hate the most in training?
Not sparring. Like because I have ADHD, so with that, my brain, if it's not an immediate reward to it, it kind of like it makes it hard for me to do. But with sparring, when I land a punch on somebody, that's an immediate reward, and that's why usually I do better with the more sparring I get than bag work, because if just hitting something, I'll get bored with it. And not because I don't have the attention span. It's just you sit here and punch a bag for for an hour and see how entertaining it really is.
Oh, I've been there. Trust me. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. All right. Question 18. Who's the one boxer, alive or dead, that you'd want to sit down and have a conversation with if you could?
Muhammad Ali.
Okay. All right. Question 19. What's something that you're very passionate about besides boxing?
Community. Everybody understanding that the whole concept that you die alone and you live alone, it's a lie. When you're born, you don't have a birthday. You are not the only person with that birthday. When you die, you're not the only person with that death date. When you walk outside, you see people, animals, you interact and you encounter people. You can't, you're going to. That's just how our society works. So the minute that we realize that and we start to try to understand each other and be more helpful to one another, it'll progress for all of us.
Okay. All right. Question 20. If you could win a trophy or an award in something other than boxing, what would it be in?
Maybe for most consecutive times watching One Piece. I'm at like 30, 31 now.
For what?
Watch it the most consecutive times of watching One Piece. It's anime that's like 1,000 episodes.
Okay. It's an animated show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time to come on and do the random 20 questions. Hopefully, some guys will reach out to you, some boxers down in Alabama. If anybody sees this and get you in their gym or get you some good sparring or let you, even come in the gym for a month for a membership or something or give you some rides. So hopefully, you know, we'll get you caught up or, you know, hooked up with somebody down there anyways. But if you got something to say to your fans or anybody you want to give a shout out to before we're done, go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Brianna Jackson. It's probably the fan that threw the fingers up. She helps out with a lot of things. I want to shout out all my sponsors, All American HVAC, my two buddies, two of the guys I was in boot camp with, they were my sponsors. I had sponsors on my logos, but I was in a rush and the logos started falling off. So I'm gonna have to re-iron them on and take pictures for them. But yeah, I wanted to shout out all my sponsors, my promotion, and my coach, Philip Jones, because you know my coach is he's on up there in age. He comes out after work and he works a plant job. Like he works in the steel plant on a crane out in the sun, doing hard work all day, cooking his head. And he comes out there and he picks kids up. He the only thing he really asks for if he needs it is gas and maybe help with hotel, but he does a lot of things out of his own pocket. And he uses his vacation to take regular kids. We've been to Missouri, Tennessee, doggone Ohio, just different places in a van. He drove us all the way by, just him and another coach, but he's been doing the footwork. He's always there.
Okay.
So I want to shout out him and give him his appreciation because he does a lot for everybody.
Anything to the fans before we go?
Just look forward to seeing me. I'm gonna be trying to, doing what I can. I'll be, like I said, my car is messed up, so I'll be running around town. So y'all will see me. Don't give me a ride. I'm training.
All right, hold on. And with that, the truth has spoken.